Hi everyone, welcome to this tarot reading. In today's reading, we're trying to find out what messages that person have for you, what do they wish to communicate to you, and what do they wish to let you know. This could be someone you're currently seeing, someone you have a crush on, or to quote that Gautier song, somebody you used to know. There are 3 piles to choose from today. From left to right, we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. I've attached GIFs to each pile for you to choose if you wish to choose visually. If you're choosing based on the GIFs, may I suggest that you kind of just let your eyes lose focus for a moment and let your eyes drift to the GIF that is calling out to you. Or if you don't wish to choose visually, a good way would be to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and when you open them, whichever pile your eyes go to is the pile that is calling out to you. Or I think that everybody has methods to choose that are most comfortable to them, that feels the most right to them. So please feel free to choose whichever way you would like to. You can just choose the pile based on whichever GIF you fancy the most. That's fine as well. I'll keep the GIFs looping on screen for a minute or so, and I'll see you then. I'll keep the timestamps in the description box below. Hi, pile number 1. So if you chose pile 1, here are your cards. First up, we have the 5 of Cups, the Chariot, Ace of Swords, Strength. And for your Oracle cards, we have Blue Moon, Unexpected. We have your Waxing Gibbous for Will. We have your Poet, how nice. For the light attribute, it says expresses soul insights in symbolic language. And for the shadow attribute, turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. We have your activated Earth, power places, Lee lines, trust where you're led. I'm also using Lenormand cards today, so we have here the Whip, the Ship, and finally the Moon. Okay, so let's start with the 5 of Cups at the top left corner. The 5 of Cups is essentially somebody who can't let go of the past. They are basically crying over spilt milk. You see that on the card there are 3 overturned cups where the water has spilled out, and the person is so obsessed with the 3 spilled cups that they don't realize that they still have 2 cups left. And cups, of course, always represents emotions, feelings, sentiments, and so on. So this particular card talks about obsessing over what you can't have or what is no longer yours. It could be that you cannot get over a past breakup or heartache. You can't get over how somebody had hurt you in the past. Of course, I'm not you here per se, since this is a reading about what messages your person has for you. I feel like this person would like you to know that there are some issues, some past heartache that they are working on, and they are trying very hard to get over it, but sometimes they just can't help but mull over it. I also find it very interesting that the guidebook that comes with this particular deck, I'm using Tarot of the Divine, that's inspired by folklore and fairy tales from around the world. And in the particular folklore that is associated with this Five of Cups card, it's about a woman who is jealous of her husband's new wife and drowns her own children. And finally her wailing ghost wanders the earth, and she continues to wallow in grief, refusing to seek redemption or happiness. In fact, I believe the author describes this card as regret without learning. This isn't always the case for the Five of Cups, but in this particular interpretation of the card, there's a sense that the person here is regretting the bad decisions in the past. They feel like they've made a mistake, and since this is a relationship reading, I feel like the whole notion of jealousy might be relevant here. So for example, this person, if you were in a relationship with this person or are in a relationship with this person, they might be very prone to jealousy. Perhaps they've been cheated on in the past, they've been hurt in the past, and as a result of that, they might be a little bit more possessive in this current relationship. Or if you're not in a relationship with this person, I think that they just might be someone who's very prone to jealousy, who's very prone to distrusting other people. But they know that they shouldn't do that. They are trying to open up their heart and be more trusting. But this is a process for them, and they need time. And now, looking at the other cards, I find it very interesting that many of these cards talk about willpower and talk about practice, not just as having a surge of determination at the spur of the moment, but struggling to hold a sustained period of strong will in order to overcome the emotional hurdles. Let's begin by looking at the Chariot card. The Chariot card is about conscious will. At times, it could be about trying to force something to go your way through sheer willpower, even if all odds are against you. And again, I was looking at the folklore or fairy tale associated with this card in this deck. And the author describes the man in this card as a prince who has floundered before but has learned from his mistakes and now blazes forward confidently. Which I think is very interesting when coupled with the Five of Cups card here. The sense I get is that this person is trying to tell you that they are trying to move past their mistake. but it's an arduous process for them, and there are moments where they have mental clarity as seen by the Ace of Swords. There are moments where they start to be more forward looking, but they kind of flounder between, being forward looking, overcoming their past mistakes, trying to make redemption, and just kind of at times they just kind of wallow in their misery and feel very guilty about it and are unable to move forward. The thing about the Chariot card is that it's unclear if the Charioteer is actually moving forward. To some people, or in some cases, it looks like the Chariot is being stationary, is stuck in the same spot. But in other times, in this particular card, I think in this particular interpretation, it seems like the Chariot or the Charioteer is actually moving forward, although it's unclear if the Chariot is moving in a straight line or if it is moving in a steady direction that the Charioteer wants to move. You see that there are raging, in this particular interpretation at least, the Charioteer is on sea, the waters are raging, and it's hard. It may be hard to navigate, but this is someone who has a lot of willpower, and we see here, with the will card as well. This is somebody who's very determined to change, who's very determined to overcome their obstacles, but I feel like they need time. They are trying to transition, trying to find the inner strength, so to speak. And I find it very interesting that we have the 7th and 8th card of the Major Arcana here, the Chariot card and the Strength card, and they are separated by the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords card, besides being about mental clarity and intellect, is also about communication. And I feel like this person, they want to communicate with you with a more peaceful state of mind. They realize that their emotions might be tumultuous at times, but when they reach out to you, when they speak to you, they want to be able to harness the inner strength, the inner peace, and communicate with you on a emotionally mature level. And I do see that that's not all they want to tell you, not just that they are having some struggles of their own, but also that they really appreciate your presence in their life, whether this is someone you're currently dating or somebody you used to date. Even if you're not necessarily in each other's lives now, I think that this person is trying to tell you that you've made an impact on their lives, and they really do appreciate you as a person, even if at times in the past they might have tried to push you away for whatever reason. I say that because of several cards in this spread. Let's start with the unexpected card here, Blue Moon. I don't think this person thought that you were, how do I put this? I don't think you were like a love at first sight for them. You're kind of an unexpected gust of wind, so to speak. They might not know how to communicate with you because you're so different from anyone else they've met or dated, and they might also be very surprised by how much you mean to them or how much you meant to them at one point. And even if this relationship is over, they would like you to know that like some part of them always feels drawn to you. I say that because of the activated Earth card. Of course, if you're still in a relationship with this person, then that's all is well, because I do see that this person is very attracted to you. They feel as if all their life up to this point, they are being led to meet you. What am I saying? It's almost as if there are unseen forces at work leading them to you. With the unexpected card and with the activated earth card. The activated earth card is about the idea of Lee lines, that certain spots on earth are magical and they can be connected. They are all connected. So I think that this person might want to share with you about how there are certain moments in their life where they felt like were momentous to them, and these moments or little coincidences kind of led them to meeting you, to getting to know you as a person, to being with you. And the Poet card, I can't help but think that this is a pretty romantic card. It's almost as if they feel like they want to do something special for you, write something beautiful for you in order to show you how much they appreciate you as a person. Although they might be struggling with that a little bit, because they want each word to mean something, each word to be important, and they don't want to speak superfluous words. They don't want to beat around the bush. They want to show their appreciation to you with the greatest sincerity, and they want to choose their words properly. Or they could be literally trying to write something heartfelt to you, trying to create something beautiful for you, trying to write a poem or letter to you. And because it's so important to them that they are choosing their words very slowly and carefully. So as a result, you might not be receiving this message for them as quickly as you might have wanted to. And the thing about poetry is that poetry uses metaphorical language. To some people, it may seem that the more words you use, the more you are getting away from the point, because you are building these different imagery and so on to try to express your point, to express your sentiment without getting straight to the point. So something as simple as "I love you" could be told in so many different ways. So I do think that this person would like you to know that even though they might not be very straightforward in their communication with you at times for whatever reason, maybe they're just not very great at expressing themselves, or maybe they just don't want to scare you off with the intensity of their feelings, but they do want you to know that they are sincere in how they feel about you. That kind of goes with the activated earth card as well. You know how there are all these different points on the map on earth, and they are all connected with each other. I feel like this person might be around the bush at times. They might tell you many different things, like the different points on earth, the different points on the map, but there's one sentiment that they are trying to express to you, and that is unchanging. Their appreciation for you, their love for you is unchanging. And finally, reading the Lenormand cards together, I do think that it supports the idea that they are working through something on their own, so they might not feel very available at times. So the Whip card represents kind of doing things over and over again, practicing something over and over again. So this is a process that they have to undertake, and they hope that you understand. Them trying to get over their past is a process for them. It's not something that they can just do very easily. However, with the Ship card, the second card here, the second Lenormand card, I feel like they are in a way on a journey of their own. They are on a journey for, how do I put it, self-searching. They are trying to find ways to strengthen their willpower, not just conscious will, but find that inner strength, true strength. And again, this journey can be a long process, but they are slowly but surely moving away from the Five of Cups, or from that very negative state of mind. And finally, the Moon card. The Moon card in Lenormand is different from the Moon card in Tarot. The Moon card in Lenormand has, well, there are different interpretations, right, of course, but in this situation, I do see it as something romantic. You know how we always see the same side of the moon from Earth, or at least I think, if I remember correctly, that we always see the same view, the same side of the moon from Earth. And there might be phases of the moon, changes in the moon, but that the sentiment for you stays the same. The feelings toward you are the same, they've not changed. The moon in this case representing their feelings, their romantic feelings towards you, of course. And with the moon card here and the activated earth card here, I feel like they're on this journey. They might be away from you, like physically, literally away from you right now, as represented by the ship card, but a part of them feels like they are always being drawn to you. No matter where they go, they feel like they are coming back to the same moon, to the same romance, the same feelings. Just like the activated earth, the points on the activated earth all connect together into one line. So in short, I guess that what this person is trying to say to you is that, well, if you're in a relationship with them, they would like you to know how much they appreciate you, how much they love you, and even though they might seem moody at times, they might seem like they're very prone to jealousy, or that they are unable to move on from their past. They would like you to know that they are sincere in their feelings for you, and they are trying hard to get over their perceived faults. And that's all I have for group 1. I hope this resonates with you. If it does, please consider liking and subscribing, and leaving a comment down below if you have any other interpretations to these cards. Thank you. Hello, so if you chose group 2, here are your cards. First up, we have the High Priestess, the Five of Swords, the Page of Coins. We've got another page here, the Page of Wands. We have the Green Corn Moon, Patience, the Wolf Moon, Hunger. Wow. We have here the Hedonist card. On the light attributes, it says, inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. And shadow attributes, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. We have here the Deep Cellular Healing card. And I'm using Lenormand card today as well. We have here the Stork card. We have here Lilies. And finally, we have the Moon card. So for the Lenormand cards, instead of shuffling them pile by pile, I put the cards back into each pile after I was done. And the Moon card, sorry, what am I saying? I put the cards back into the entire pile when I was done with the previous pile, so that I have the whole deck to shuffle for the next pile. And the previous pile got the Moon card as well, and in the same position. Okay, so first of all, I just want to point out that I don't think this person is very good at expressing how they feel, especially if they are upset or if they feel hurt. I say that because of the Five of Swords. The Swords in tarot represents a suit of communication, and the only swords card we get here is the Five of Swords, which is about feeling defeated even though you might have won that particular fight. What I get from this card is that this might be someone who is a little immature in the way they communicate, especially if they are upset. They might try their best in the heat of the moment, their best to win that argument, but they might regret it later because they might say things that they do not mean to say. And reading this card with the High Priestess card beside it, I do feel like this is someone who might be disconnected from the subconscious or from the inner voice at times. So maybe because they are prone to anxiety and they think too much or for whatever reason, and as a result they don't express themselves the way they wish they could. So especially since the High Priestess card, while it is about inner knowing, it is about intuition, it's also about mystery and enigma. I see the intuition represented by the High Priestess card as a sort of feeling that you get that might be a little hard to put into words. And this person is not very good at putting their thoughts, their intuition into utterances, into words, into the way they communicate and the way they relate to other people. And you, from the two pages beside the Five of Swords as well, the Page of Coins and the Page of Wands, I get the sense that this person might be a little immature in the way they communicate. I don't mean that this person is necessarily very childish. What I see is that they are a little inadequate. They feel a little inadequate when they have to express themselves, especially when they feel hurt or if they are angry, or if they feel insecure about something, and as a result they might do things or say things that are contrary to what their intuition is telling them. And from what I also see from the Page of Coins and the Page of Wands is that this person might be a little bit self-absorbed at times, like they have trouble looking past what is important to them at that moment. This could be someone who has trouble or who struggles to put themselves in somebody else's shoes when they feel emotional, when in a heightened state of emotions. And I think what this person is trying to tell you is that they wish you could have more patience with them, and they are also patiently trying to change that aspect of themselves and be more connected with their inner what their intuition is telling them, what their inner wisdom is telling them, trying to connect with that High Priestess, trying to be more perceptive and receptive rather than uttering things that they might regret later on. And with the hunger card, the wolf moon hunger card, I do see that they are trying not to feed that aspect of themselves, the part of themselves that they realize is immature or lacking. They're trying not to feed that insecurity or whatever it is that causes them to lash out or be a little spiteful at times. Of course, this is the message too. They wish that you could have more patience with them and be more understanding with them. Whether you choose to take it or leave it is up to you. However, I do also get the sense from this set of cards that they would like you to know that you represent a healing presence in their lives. I see that, of course, with the deep cellular healing card. You most likely, to them at least, you feel like a very calm, collected, positive person, and you light up their life, in short, basically. And with the hedonist card, I do feel like this person see you as or rather would like you to know that they see you as someone who brings a lot of pleasure and enjoyment into their lives. With the page of coins and the page of wands together with the hedonist card, I think that this person would like to tell you that you bring a sense of wonder and excitement into their lives. And the interesting thing is that pages in tarot also they are like messengers basically. And I feel like this person is trying to tell you, or rather would like you to know, that when they're with you, it feels like they are beginning a new chapter of their lives. It feels like something is going to change. It feels like that you are going to bring them inspiration, or it's almost like they think of you as someone who brings them a lot of luck and fortune and abundance into their lives. With the page of wands, especially, page of wands is about creativity and passion. I feel like you to them you help them to express themselves with more passion and more lightness. It's almost as if they feel like you bring some lightness into the way they express themselves, into the way they communicate with other people. So instead of, say, being a very cynical or sarcastic person when you're with them, or rather in their communication with you, they feel like it's okay for them to have a little more fun, to be a little more jokey, and to joke around a little bit more and be more frivolous, be more hedonistic. So I do feel like they want you to know at least that you bring a sense of wonder, of excitement to their lives, to connect them with their inner self and even their inner child in a good way, not that sense of lack of maturity in the communication that I was talking about earlier, but to connect them with, to release all that, all the experiences that made them cynical and bitter and resentful, and connect them back to that purer self. And I do see that with the Lenormand cards as well. The first card here, we have the Stork card, which can represent a change in a situation or circumstance. It represents an improvement, not just a change, but an improvement in the circumstances. And in the context of this reading, I feel like this could be about that person's relationships with other people, and they would like you to know that when they're with you, or rather when they are communicating and interacting with you, they feel like they could bring that positive energy to their other relationships as well, to better themselves as a person and try to communicate, be a better communicator, be a more mature communicator. They feel like they could let go of that cynicism and also let go of being feeling jaded and bitter. Let go of that jadedness that had defined them and connect them to with a purer part of themselves, with their inner high priestess that is can also be represented by the lily card in the second Lenormand card. So this card here, the lilies, talk about wisdom. They talk about calmness, serenity, and purity. So I feel like this person wants you to know that this is the presence that you have, or rather the effect that you have on them. And finally, the moon card. The moon card in Lenormand can mean many things, but in this case, I think it's possibly talking about changing from, just like the phases of the moon, changing from the new moon to the full moon, or full moon to a new moon. Basically, they would like you to know that you help them change and help them become a better person, help them release all the things that they were ashamed of. And that's the feeling I get from the Five of Swords as well, that they are ashamed, or rather they feel at least a little embarrassed about that part of them, that immaturity in the way they communicate. Again, this reading is about what they would like you to know. So perhaps they might not be as lousy a communicator as they feel. They might not be that lousy of a communicator in reality, but they do feel like they are very immature in the way that they regard other people, that they relate with other people, and they do feel somewhat embarrassed about it. And what they would like you to know is that they find it very easy to communicate with you, and you help them relate to other people more deeply, to let go of their own preconceptions and be able to look at other people with fresh eyes, to be more open with other people, including you, of course. And last but not least, the moon card in Lenormand can also talk about romance. It's also a romantic card. So what they would like you to know could also be that because they feel like they have basically they feel like they've become a better person because of being in love with you, because of being with you. And that's all I have for group number 2. If you enjoyed this reading, or if it resonated with you, please consider liking and subscribing, and do comment down below and tell me if you have any other interpretations to this set of cards, or you would be great if you could tell me if it resonated with you in any way. Thank you, and I hope to see you again. Goodbye. Hi, Group 3. Let's start by looking at your tarot cards. You have here the Two of Coins, the Five of Wands, the King of Wands, the Ten of Coins. We have here Waxing Crescent 3, Growth, Flower Moon Blossoming. We have here the Monk or Nun card. On the light attribute, it says selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit, and on the shadow attributes, negative judgment of the physical world, excess piety. We have here the Messenger card, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. And I'm using Lenormand cards today as well. So we have here the Snake card, the Garden, and we have here a beautiful night sky full of stars. Okay, so I decided to draw a clarification card for the Monk Nun archetype card, and I got the Knight of Wands. I feel like this person is really flirting with you. I don't know how sincere they are though, but they just would really like you to know how attracted they are to you. Okay, let's start with the Lenormand cards. The Snake card, I think, in the context of this reading, talks about charm and sex appeal and allure. So basically, I think this person is trying to tell you, or wants to tell you, how attracted they are to you. They want to talk about how beautiful you are, how sexy you are, how gorgeous you are. Of course, again, because it's a snake card, there's a chance that I think this person might just be sweet talking and not necessarily mean what they say. And with the snake card and the garden card, so the garden card is about socialization. And I feel like this person is trying to tell you that they want to show you off to the world. They want to show the world how attracted they are to you, how devoted they are to you, how to them you are like the stars in the sky, and you make the world, and they want to show everyone that. And I might be reading this wrong, but I think that you might have felt like this person was not devoted to you or was not true to you, or was a player basically. I see that from the Two of Coins. The Two of Coins is about trying to balance different things, and in the context of this reading, I think it could be read as trying to balance different relationships, different people, and I feel like you might have felt like this person is not true to you, but they are trying to tell you that no, they do want to have a stable, a sincere relationship with you, as seen from the Ten of Coins, even though the relationship you have with them now or have had with them in the past was full of fiery passion and might be lacking in stability. I also see that from the Five of Wands card. Now the Five of Wands is traditionally depicts children or a bunch of like friends or brothers fighting with each other but having fun while doing so. They're not having a serious fight, but rather they are bickering, or they are, it's almost like they're bickering, or almost like they are having a competition with each other. And I think that this person is trying to tell you that well, to put it in a somewhat arrogant way, like you don't have to fight with other people for a place in their heart. And also that even though the two of you might bicker, the two of you might have bursts of passion that might not seem to last, they feel like this is a connection that can grow and blossom into something more stable in the future, as seen from the Ten of Coins card as well. The Ten of Coins card is about family, it's about stability, it's about community. And from the Monk and Nun card, I think this person is trying to say that they are not like the Knight of Wands. Okay, the Knight of Wands, the Knights in tarot are about movement, are about energy, and the Knight of Wands in particular is someone who's very aggressive, someone who's very flighty and has a very volatile energy, someone who's very flirty and might not seem sincere. But this person is trying to tell you with the Monk and Nun card that they are not like that. They are not just they are not just raw sexuality. They can be very devoted to you, just as a monk or nun is devoted to a higher spirit. And I think that it's interesting to see that there are many wands cards in this spread. You know, you have the Five of Wands, you have the King of Wands, and you have the Knight of Wands for clarification. And the difference between the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands is that, well, the Knights, as I've mentioned, is about movement, whereas the King of Wands is state rooted to his throne. And this person is trying to tell you that they can, you know, be more devoted to you. Stop wandering eyes, stop moving away from you. They can be your King of Wands and stay in their throne beside you, and they want you to be the Queen of Wands. I do think that this person is somewhat of a sweet talker, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't sincere. Like I do think that a part of them feels like they really do see a future with you, you know, with growth and blossoming. They feel like they can become a better person, a different person from what you've expected. They might not be as flighty and flirty and unreliable. They can become someone whom you can trust to be devoted to you. Of course, this is what they feel and what they would like to let you know. Whether or not they can stay true to their promise, I can't tell from this reading as of yet. And with the Two of Coins and the Messenger card, I also feel like this person is trying to tell you that you are the soulmate, or you are two halves of the same whole. So the messenger card is about bringing harmony and balance between like masculine energy and feminine energy. I see that in the context of this reading is similar to the Lover's card in tarot, a balance, an amalgamation of the masculine and feminine. I don't necessarily mean that one of you is male and the other one is female, but perhaps in a relationship, one of you embody a more masculine energy and the other one a more feminine energy. And with that and the two of coins, I think that this person is trying to say the two of you can be can become a perfect balance for each other, even though it might seem like there's too much wands energy here right now. The two of coins represents someone who's trying to balance something, trying to juggle something. The thing is that there is potential for stability, even though it seems that things are a little bit volatile now. Things are a little bit unsteady now. And that's what they're trying to tell you anyway. So in short, this person is trying to tell you that they aren't as much as a player as they let you to believe, and they can be single-mindedly devoted to you if you give them the chance. And they would also, like I said at the very beginning of this poll, they want to tell you how beautiful you are, how gorgeous you are. Doesn't matter whether you're male or female, they want to tell you how alluring you are, how bewitching you are, how you're like a dream to them. And with the Five of Wands, I do also get the sense that they like to tease you, sort of as a way to flirt with you and to get your attention, and they would like to let you know that they enjoy the playful banterings that you have with them, and they might see that as a way for you to get to know, for the two of you to get to know each other, for the two of you to get closer. Because with the Five of Wands, even though there's competition involved, even though it's a very not necessarily very, but it's a somewhat aggressive energy. The people in the Five of Wands aren't enemies. They do care for each other, and they relate to each other. It's almost like they are of the same mind. And this person is trying to tell you that perhaps the two of you are actually very alike, even though you might not feel the same way at this point. And with the growth card, the blossoming card, and the abundance of fiery energy in this reading, I feel like this person wants to tell you that their attraction to you, their love for you is growing and blossoming every day, and they are very intensely passionate about you. And that's all I have for this group. I hope this resonates with you. If you have any other interpretations or any other messages that you think I've missed out in this reading, feel free to comment down with you. And if you like this reading, please consider liking and subscribing, and I hope to see you again. Goodbye.